A to the K.
to the K.
To the K.
Stone Cold Steve Austin returning imminently.
CM Punk wants to fight the Elite.
Mystery opponents for Blood and Guts revealed.
What's up, Carl? R-Truth may be returning from injury.
Warner Brothers Discovery shed some light on the AEW Collision ratings.
Stephen Amell is coming to Raw, probably.
Colt Cabana returns to AEW.
Nice. Matt Cardona signs with MLW.
Backstage altercation takes place after the main event of Monday Night Raw.
Really well put. I like that. Brian Pillman Jr. released by AEW.
And The Undertaker scares off a shark. Anthony, when's all this coming up?
It's all coming up right freaking now.
Yes.
Now, you know what?
Boom.
I'm sorry. Well, I know we're going to talk about it, but The Undertaker's just fucking
Let me
living
talk
life
to
like
you.
Fucking badass, isn't he?
He is a badass. Like, it's the most Undertaker
Even
thing
sharks are just like, nah.
Yeah. Fuck with Undertaker. No one fucks with Undertaker.
I mean, Brock, the streak ender kind of started at F5 the Shark, didn't he? Remember that time?
There you go. He's the only person, you know what I mean? Sharks are only scared of Undertaker and the man who beat the Undertaker. So, anyone who's watching this may see our beautiful new camera work that's going on here.
Probably.
There's lighting, there's a better camera. We're still not amazing, but it's better.
We have makeup
Get
people,
in there.
catering over there.
Yeah. Bring me a snack. But
I'm going to be really bitchy. Catering over there and just pick a random wrestler. Hey, Colt Cabana. Anyways.
that would have been epic. But speaking of things that could be epic, Anthony, Stone Cold freaking Steve Austin. Borrowed that from Seth, I think. He
Boss.
is apparently returning imminently, Anthony.
Imminently.
Now, there's this guy, I think he's called BWE or something, some guy on Twitter who is apparently very well sourced in the wrestling news world.
BWE's got the sauce.
Got the sauce. And he is claiming that we're going to see Stone Cold Steve Austin return very, very soon. SummerSlam is around the corner, Anthony, but what is fascinating about this is reportedly he's returning to give a superstar a major rub. Didn't know he was that way inclined. But
A lot of scandals in the news lately. I hope he doesn't know that.
But yeah, so apparently he's coming back and he's going to have some sort of interaction with someone, you'd imagine an up-and-comer, and is going to...
Be Grayson Waller again.
Well, could you imagine if this fucking tool comes out of nowhere and as John Cena, Edge and Stone Cold Steve Austin in a matter of weeks? But it leads me to think, Anthony, SummerSlam would be the optimal time. They like doing big surprises there. But is it going to be LA Knight? Triple H is saying, good things come to those who wait and all that good stuff. He's already been getting the comparisons.
It's hard to tell whether that'd be a good thing or not. Like, because he is getting the comparisons, do they want to lean into it or steer away from it? And I really don't know what would go down better.
It's tricky. It's tough.
Because let's face it, right? As much as people, I'm not knocking those who did enjoy it, right? What we'll end up with is a what, yeah, kind of moments where he keeps going what and he keeps going yeah, and we all have to sit there and act like we're enjoying it when really we kind of just want them to stop now. And it kind of reminds me of, do you remember in TNA when Eli Drake, I don't know if you remember who Eli Drake is, but when Eli Drake was having a back and forth with Matt and Jeff. So you just kept getting delete, obsolete, and I think it was, or maybe. Possibly one of his other catchphrases. And it was like, for a while, it's like, waiting for something else to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I think Eli Drake was never as over as LA Knight is, though, as a character. So I think fans would eat it up if they go down that route. I think it
runs the risk of not feeling organic. And if they try and manufacture that moment where
WWE we're talking about
here, at each other, I just don't think it's going to go down the way they want it to. That being said, LA Knight is like white hot at the minute, so I don't think he can do any wrong as far as the audience are concerned. Only as far as I'm concerned, because apparently I'm not as big a fan of him as the rest of the world.
Well, you and me both, buddy. But isn't that their new signature, WWE? Then, now, manufactured, forever. Isn't that it?
Then, now, what?
Yeah. That's what would better do that. But yeah, it's colour me intrigued, if you will. I think Stone Cold he was awesome at WrestleMania with Kevin Owens. He can clearly still go.
Largely down to Kev.
He was.
Largely down to Big Kev.
He was. But, I mean, there's nothing that's been said it's going to be a match as such. He's just going to come and put someone over. So it could be just via a promo segment or something. Maybe he gets, takes a finish. I don't really know. But
different. He's going to come and put someone over. A bit different to The Rock, who comes and fucks someone over, isn't it? Really?
Well, yeah.
I just throwing shade for no reason.
What it is. What can he say except you're welcome, right? So yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait for that.
Me neither. You know what you'll have to wait for, Carl?
What?
A conclusion to the.
Is that another new AEW show?
Yeah, AEW conclusion.
Conclusion.
We'll have to wait for some sort of result to the CM Punk media scrum work shoot feud thing.
Just rolls off the tongue.
I know.
Yeah.
So by all accounts, old Punker there, Punky Brewster. He's been willing to mend some fences. He's been trying to mend some fences, and one of the fences he tried to mend was with the Elite and with John Moxley and with Tony Khan and with Colt Cabana, with the whole cast of Dynamite, with the referees, the catering staff, the guy in lighting, one of the cameramen. Anyway, he's been trying to mend some fences, and he suggested for the Bloody Guts match that he could be the mystery opponent on the side of the Blackpool Combat Club. And by all accounts, good old Johnny Moxley has actually expressed a not a desire to, but an acceptance of that's a good idea, and he'd be down for it, even though they've had a bit of history. But by all accounts, the Elite have still very much want nothing to do with him. So he's putting the olive branch out there, and they're smacking that fucker away. So make of that what you will, Carl. I think he is, despite being the one who threw the tantrum, I think right now he's trying to be the bigger person, and they run the risk of maybe making themselves look like the petty.
Maybe he needs to put like the Olive Garden branch out there. Like who could say no to Olive Garden?
That's true.
So
what about Wendy's?
There is the fuck Wendy's. It's all about Mindy's Bakery, as we know. But you talk, Anthony, about Blood and Guts and about mystery opponents.
What a segue!
And where? But this will be out of date by the time you hear this, because they're getting announced tonight on Dynamite. So this is all purely conjecture.
Well, let's throw some wild stuff out there.
Well, yeah. So what people are expecting, because they like to expect things without anyone actually alluding to things, is we're going to get Kota Ibushi to come and join the Elite team, team with Kenny Omega and be the Golden Lovers and all that good stuff. Which obviously means for the Blackpool Combat Club, we're going to get Chris Hero.
Apparently Tony Khan has been working on it.
Well, he's been chipping away at him.
Chipping away, that was it. Chipping away.
Does that mean you go from I'm not wrestling to okay, I'm going to be in Blood and Guts? Just get a hell of a.
That's a bit of a change.
What he chipping away at him with? The fucking
kendo stick.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll know the answer to this tonight. So
I've heard rumours that the Elite are going to actually have the Undertaker, and Blackpool Combat Club are going to have the Shark.
I like it.
I know, right?
I like it. Really jumped the shark. But me personally, do you know who I'd like to see? How I think it goes, or I hope it does anyway, is Don Callis has teased to Jericho, do you want to be part of my group? And he's like, maybe. So why doesn't Jericho join up with the BCC? And do you know who makes the most sense for the Elite? Eddie Kingston. He's got an involvement at the minute against Moxley, and it's all like, people are just so like, we're going to get new people. Like Kota Ibushi's not going to sign with AEW from any... as far as we're aware anyway. So
I take your point.
Why just have someone come in for like the one match?
I'll tell you who we're not going to get. Brian Pillman Jr.
We are not. Is that the next one?
No.
Damn. That would have been the segue. Why didn't we do that?
I should have really.
More on him soon. But yeah, so I didn't want to talk about this one too much. But yeah, people are expecting huge debuts and returns in Ibushi and Hero. I think it might be a bit more down to earth with Jericho and Kingston.
Some random shit out there. I can't believe Kurt Angle turned up for Blood and Guts.
Can you believe that?
Crazy.
He just like fucking drowned someone with milk.
Hope that was milk.
It's true. So yeah, we'll know more, and yeah, you'll find out how right or wrong we are.
Indeed. Speaking of right and wrong, that doesn't work. Speaking of the truth. Anyway, so Carl, I feel bad for not knowing about this, but R-Truth, who does spend time where he's just not on TV because they haven't got something for him, actually torn his pectoral a few months back.
His pectoral? I suppose it was his knee or something. It was in NXT.
You don't keep your pectorals in your knees.
Me? Oh, mate, you might do. R-Truth probably does.
Was the so yeah, apparently he was injured a little while back after doing a bit of work on NXT, and rumour has it he's been spotted recently, and wherever they go for the doctors, people believe basically that he's getting the all clear. He's in the process of getting the all clear to make a bit of a return, and then he'll be returning to NXT. What do you make of this, Carl? I mean, he's always been a great comic relief.
Yeah, I'm surprised if he still ends up back on NXT. I can understand why he went there for a little bit to help them out, but
that's the thing. It's
every week now they're giving
NXT rely quite heavily at the minute on bigger names helping them out. You know, we're not allowed to admit that NXT's like just gone dog shite, but like the clear sign is there.
Yeah,
just saying.
I think deep down they really want to just beat Dynamite one week, even though it's on different nights.
Yeah.
They want to just get enough.
One of these days.
They're trying the best, getting Seth Rollins on there, they're getting Finn Balor on there, Dominic Mysterio's on next week.
They got
it's going to get eyeballs.
To be honest, like Bron Breakker doing his Vin Diesel impressions just done it for me. I'm like, what? They don't even know what they want to be anymore.
No, they don't.
And what the fuck is scripts?
Sorry.
Anyway.
What's a script? But yeah, I'm happy to see R-Truth nearly ready to be back. I would like to just see him as some light-hearted entertainment on Raw, to be honest.
I agree. It'd be nice to see him back on the old main roster.
He would. He
might even just find that 24/7 title that didn't hit the bin.
Yeah. He just
still knocking around
like,
somewhere.
How funny would that be? Like, they go back to that arena and he's just like, sees it there and it's like, okay, I'll do
just wears it and walks off.
Why not?
That would have actually amused me. You know?
Yeah.
I hope they don't make it a thing again, but it amused me if that little segment happened.
I still wouldn't mind it if they just didn't fumble it so hard. Have a decent looking title and it actually be 24/7 rules.
Yeah, that would be useful.
Mm-hmm. The next one, Anthony. Warner Brothers Discovery have weighed in on the declining ratings.
Not as punching.
Not, is it?
Warner Brothers Discovery thing.
Or punchy?
Punchy.
They're not punching.
It ain't punching.
Well, as we know, Collision ratings had been on a steady decline until this past week, where they got back up to just over 500,000. But they started off with 800,000 odd, and then it was like 600,000, then it was like 500 and 400 odd, and now it's back up to 500 odd. But
it's a tough time spot, man.
It is, and I think that's the big takeaway here that the network have said, is they're not looking at the numbers as such, they're looking for how they score on the night. Because people have lives. I mean, I don't, but some people have lives, right? And they're not just sat there on a Saturday night in front of the telly. They're going out and they're doing things, right?
And well, at the same time, there's a lot of competition on that night as well.
Yeah.
So if you are staying in to watch something,
and that's
probably
only
not Collision in all fairness.
Well, that's only going to get worse. So surprisingly, they were up against the UFC prelims this past week, and they actually scored a better rating this week than they did the previous week when they didn't go up against them. So
that's confusing.
It is strange. But
we care so much about cable ratings that I'm sure this means that AEW's doomed, Collision's doomed, everyone's doomed.
Oh yeah,
we're all gonna die.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so apparently they're less asked about the actual figures and more asked about where they rank on the night in terms of the demographic and stuff. So, and they've been doing decent in that, like third, second.
You should do Scouse headlines for this. Warner Brothers Discovery, not asked.
Not fucking asked, lad.
Not even bothered.
But yeah, so interesting. So people who are kind of losing their minds every week about the actual figures, let's just look at
they're still going to carry
on the night, and yeah, we'll go from there. But it's only going to get worse from a viewing figure standpoint when you go into the autumn or the fall for American listeners.
And why do they call it that, Carl?
Because leaves fall.
Love it.
We've seen that massive digression, but there's a woman on TikTok. Yeah. She's funny.
That's what I was like sort of leaning you towards.
Right, I see. But yeah, so it's only going to get worse. You have college football back, you've got like NBA back and stuff. So, you know.
Yeah. And you love NBA?
I do love NBA. I will do this year because we got Wemby. Spurs won't suck.
What's a Wemby?
What's a Wemby?
Sorry, sir. This is a Wemby.
The number one draft pick, obviously.
I don't know. I haven't watched basketball since like 2006.
Did Miami Heat win? They didn't win it this year. You won it recently though, didn't they?
I haven't watched basketball.
We do this thing. Were you? No, you weren't. I was going to say you were consistent. So we did this thing, didn't we? Where it's like for ice hockey, you like the New Jersey Devils, and I like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Because the first games we basically saw.
Yeah.
It was like, we'll support
Fair.
them. And it was the same basically with basketball, wasn't it? Except it was I saw San Antonio Spurs on a random Channel 5, like 2 a.m.
I'll be honest, I just followed Shaq.
Yeah.
Followed Shaq to my... If Shaq had still been at the Lakers when I started watching basketball, I'd have probably been there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because, we're that far away from America that it's hard to go, well, this is my team like you do with soccer.
Well, exactly. And yet we don't support our truly local teams. Like,
I mean, they don't even support themselves, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, but still. So, yeah, stop bitching and moaning about Collision ratings. They're not bothered. Let's just see how it's stacked up against
Not
the rest,
bothered.
in terms of the demo.
So, Carl, speaking of not bothered.
Damn.
I'm sorry. So, Stephen Amell, Carl, has confirmed, I want to say Twitter.
He's confirmed Twitter?
He's confirmed Twitter.
It exists?
It does exist. It's owned by some lunatic who now limits the amount you can see unless you pay him.
Yeah, get on
That's freedom.
Apparently Threads is the thing.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Zuckerberg-Musk fight. It's going to be great.
I can't wait to watch the shit out of that. You know, it's going to be great.
I mean, yeah, it'd probably get more of a draw than anything Jake Paul's doing, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think they missed a trick. What we want to see is two nerds fighting.
Oh, yeah.
Not us.
Yeah. What do you?
So anyway, Stephen Amell, Carl, he's confirmed that he's going to be at Raw this week, this 17th. This one comes
just as a fan in the audience? Or?
Well, we don't know. That's the funny thing. He's confirmed he's going to be there. He didn't say how. So is he going to be a guest? Is he going to... Like, what we do know, historically, he's quite tight with Cody.
Of course he is.
Of course he is, because everybody loves Cody.
But Brock Lesnar's back next week. Could you imagine if Brock Lesnar's there beating down Cody Rhodes and then fucking Green Arrow gets involved, Knobhead from Heels gets involved, and he's just like...
Knobhead from Heels. That was his name.
Yeah.
Ed.
You know.
Not Ed. Yeah, I mean, I anticipate we're probably going to see him in the audience. And it's going to pan to him, and it's going to go, Stephen Amell, and he's going to go, like they all do.
Technically, he's telling the truth. He will be at Raw.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. I think the bigger interest around this is he's mentioned that, because people have asked about, like, in terms of promote, I don't know what this is.
Where's Bridget?
What do they think? I don't know.
Have you seen that weird fucking video of Hulk Hogan with a puppet?
No.
And he's just going, brother. Like, what the fuck is this?
It's so fucking weird.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So apparently, he's been asked recently by someone he was speaking to, who about I want to say comicbook.com possibly.
Oh yeah, they featured us a few times. We're tight with them.
So they've spoke to him recently about season 2 of Heels, Carl, and they've asked, like, has he not considered doing some work with one of the...
Consider doing some work.
You're considering getting a real job.
Lazy bastard, spend less time going to Raw and do your fucking job.
They said, have they considered doing, like, in an effort to promote season 2, doing some work with WWE or even AEW? And he's kind of suggested, like, well, he's given an answer that says no, basically. So he's kind of said, like, you know, there was a time when Cody was in AEW and CM Punk, who was in the show, was in AEW, and AEW is just like the logical choice because they're both there. He said now Cody's gone over to WWE. It's like a little less like solid because he's tight with Cody, he's tight with Punk, etc. But then he also mentioned that he's got a project on with WWE at the moment. So he almost suggested, like, if he's going to do anything to promote Heels season 2, it'd probably be with AEW for the Punk connection. Okay. But he has actually got some stuff going on with WWE, but we don't know what that stuff is. So
interesting.
Could this be connected to that? That is the question, Carl.
Maybe.
That is the question on everyone's lips.
Yeah.
Except the question on everyone's lips when we talk about Raw is, when are we going to stop with the Cody and Brock stuff? It's done. It's over. We were happy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But if he turns up and the fans want him to turn up, then it's Triple H booking. If he doesn't turn up, and they did want to take it to Vince McMahon booking, basically, if they're happy with what happens, it's all down to Triple H. But
on a scale of Vince to Triple H, how do you feel about tonight's Raw?
That's a meme. Let's put that out there.
But we can't wait to find out what he wants to talk about.
That's what it's going to be. That's 100% what it's going to be. So, Green Arrow, what do you want to talk about? Well, speaking of things we could talk about, Anthony, Colt Cabana, boom boom, is back.
Okay.
I haven't got Tourette's. That's what he says, isn't it?
Oh, I thought you were being like Basil Brush.
Colt Cabana.
Is it Basil Brush you did that?
Probably. But, as you may know, he has been away from AEW now for quite a while. If you recall back to when CM Punk joined, Tony Khan was about to release him. There was some backlash, kept him around, moved on to Ring of Honor. And now CM Punk is back again, but he's bringing Colt Cabana in, back to AEW. So I believe he's going to be involved in everything but Collision, which is the CM Punk show. So
sounds like a pay-per-view as well. Everything but Collision this Saturday.
Yeah. Basically everything but fighting each other. The worst kind of pay-per-view. But yeah, he's going to be acting in some kind of producer role. He's already been backstage at a couple of events. So yeah, just a bit of a small tidbit there, but I'm surprised. Colour me intrigued to see what happens here.
I wonder what he's going to produce. It's going to be a nice working environment. Who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, Colt Cabana, back, baby.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, speaking of back, baby, Matt Cardona has recently confirmed via socials that he is, in fact, going to be at MLW for the first time in his career,
Love
I believe.
Suspense. Love the suspense.
I know, right? For the first time in his career, as I understand it.
Yes.
So I don't know how long term this is, but one of probably the biggest or the biggest star on the indie scene.
King of the Indies.
A man who was largely suspected to be returning to WWE has actually gone with MLW, and I cannot think that this is how do I put it? This is going to be nothing but a win for MLW.
Yeah.
To be honest, like they probably need him a lot more than he needs them, and that's no disrespect to the company, but this is a huge draw, like a huge draw. So are we going to see him go for the MLW title? Are we going to see him go up against the likes of Alex Hammerstone? I know you'd love that.
I would love that. Do you know he lost, didn't he? Lost the belt.
I know. That's why I had to sort of separate
them. Yeah.
But
hell of a run. Hell of a run. Alex Kane is a good choice. But yeah, maybe Cardona versus Kane is where they go with that.
Maybe. It's Kane from out of nowhere.
I've seen Blue Kane.
Yeah. What the fuck is that? And when he does that, instead of getting fire, you get snow. Which they kind of ripped from Sting. But whatever.
I kind of like that, to be fair. And he has a much better stance on abortion, I assume. So yeah.
Oh no, he doesn't, Carl.
So yeah, Cardona is going to MLW. Now this one is very interesting. Could be fabricated or blown way out of proportion, but word has it,
blown out of proportion.
After
title of your sex tape.
Hey,
sorry, go on.
As long as I get blown, that's what I'm saying.
I've ruined your train of thought.
You really have. Although I'm not thinking about what you think. Anyway, main event of Raw. So Judgment Day taking on Seth freaking Rollins and the tag team champs, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Match seemed to go okay from a fan's perspective.
Yeah.
The match, it happened. Judgment Day got the surprise win. Crazy. However, the reports say once they got to the back, a altercation erupted. There were some strong words had. People were unhappy about the way the match transpired.
Dom called someone a poopy head.
Maybe.
Strong words indeed.
So we don't actually know the full extent of it, as you never tend to. It's always like, oh, something happened. It's like, what? Well, we don't know, but something did. It's like, for fuck's sake. But apparently Seth Rollins got a bit roughed up, so we don't know whether he said something.
Like prison Dom, probably.
Maybe. People are kind of alluding to the fact that Kevin Owens saying it's like, is that just because of his current character at the minute? Where he's just a hothead? I don't really know. But basically,
I love his current character at the minute.
I don't mind it.
You see that back and forth when Rhea said something about Dom getting a lot of cardio in prison? And so like, what did she mean by that? And he's like, well, probably that he ran around the yard. Or... Yeah. It's just fucking take away.
He whispers to him and he's like, yeah. So apparently there was some kind of... they weren't happy with the match, how it went down for whatever reason. So words were had, but depending on where you read and who you listen to, it was either a massive blow-up or it wasn't really an argument as such. It's just like... So
it's somewhere in between nothing and something.
Yes. That's basically all wrestling news, to be fair. So, yeah. Something may or may not have happened that was of a severe or non-severe nature.
Speaking of something and nothing. Right, okay. I have nothing against Brian Pillman Jr. Right? So, I'll give you the news in brief. Apparently, when his contract ends, he's not with AEW anymore.
Well, apparently he's gone. Contract is ended.
Okay, there you go.
Removed from the AEW roster page.
From the main roster page. Right. But what I really want to talk about, Carl, I'll say that more masculine this time. What I really want to talk about, Carl.
So what do you want to talk about?
Now, these, straight away, you go onto the news articles, and I do, so that I actually, believe it or not, try and know what I'm talking about when we're on this. And I'm reading away, and it's like, oh, he's not going to be on there anymore. And that's pretty much the news. And then the comments are just like, AEW fucked it up again. AEW this. Oh, they didn't even train him properly. Oh, they've missed out on a major talent here. Right, so here's what I want to talk about, Carl. When are we all going to stop pretending that Brian Pillman Jr. is a thing?
Hopefully now that he's gone.
What are they talking about?
Yeah,
AEW really missed out on a great talent. When did they show that? I mean, absolutely no disrespect to the guy. I hope he has a fantastic future. But what have you seen in AEW, in his performance in AEW, that made you think this guy needs a push and they desperately need to keep him? I've not heard him say a fucking thing or really do anything that impressive.
Yeah.
And again, try not to have a go directly at him.
Yeah.
He's a talented dude, I'm sure. But I would release him as well if I was Tony, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. And everyone's acting like Tony's a prick and you really lost out. He should go to WWE. They'll treat him like, will they fuck?
Yeah, no chance. I mean, I've heard people say Impact, which would make more sense, but he had that one thing with MJF, didn't he? And it was all around, methany and all that. But that was MJF carrying all that. It wasn't Pillman.
Exactly. What did he say? Tell me one thing in that feud that he said.
Yeah, I can't.
No one can.
But yeah, obviously he had a big hometown pop, but outside of his hometown, I don't think he massively got that much of a reaction. But we've always said, big fans of the Varsity Blondes. But let's be honest, we love Griff, we love Julia, and Pillman was sort of just there.
The trouble is, and I'm not throwing shit because again, Griff is an awesome dude, and I know that him and Brian get along, and I'm not trying to be a dick about one and not about the other, or even make it sound like there's any controversy. But the reality is, Griff was the more talented guy, but everyone went straight to the legacy.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian Pillman Jr.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So if his name wasn't Brian Pillman Jr., he wouldn't have mattered, would he?
It's just some hillbilly with a mullet. Let's be honest.
Well, let's be honest. He's in his dad's shadow. Yeah. Really speaking, and everyone goes, "Oh, it's Brian Pillman's son." The reality is, he was the least talented one out of three of them. Julia Hart is now in one of the biggest factions in AEW, and I really hope that we see Griff tag teaming with Marcus Cross, and getting a good push because he's a fucking super talented dude.
He's obviously on the road to recovery. He's getting hopefully back to his best soon, and hopefully we see him again. I'd be devastated for him if he doesn't get renewed himself because he's got so much potential there. But yeah, obviously, nobody...
All I'm saying is they put this guy with Brock Anderson for a reason because both of them are boring. Anyway,
to be fair, and they both got more famous dads.
Yeah, so it's there. That's the faction right there. But yeah, I'm sorry. I just got a little bit salty because all the comments are like how amazing this guy is and how he should go to NXT and WWE treats him like no, they won't, because they'll have the same problem that he needs work on his in-ring skills and he's got no mic skills. That's what they're going to have to work on. And I'm not saying he can't improve, but let's not blame AEW for the fact that he wasn't popular.
Fair play. But yeah, wherever he ends up, obviously, do wish him all the best. Obviously, not personal things. But...
No, Anthony's finished being a dick.
But no, it's one of them. I share everything that you've said. I don't think he was ever the star people think he was. I'd love to be proved wrong and see him go on to do very well. But is he a major loss for AEW? No, because I don't think he had much of a ceiling. Whereas for someone like Griff, he's still very young, new to the game, but has got a very big ceiling. So I think he can definitely get there. So
indeed,
we will see. And the last one, Anthony, to talk about is, even sharks are scared of the Undertaker. So, Michelle McCool, does she still go by that? Is she just like Michelle Calloway?
Michelle Taker?
Yeah. Yes. Michelle Taker? Where? But they're on vacation somewhere, and she was, I don't know, in the water taking some pictures or whatever she was doing, and was just like, what's that load of seaweed? Oh no, it's a shark. So she called her husband for help, and obviously, lights went out, music played, the gong.
He just sat up out of the water. The fuck?
He was on his sunbed and sunglasses fell off his face. He walked over there and basically had a standoff with a shark. What a fucking badass.
I love how alluding to his entrance. It took him that long to get to the shark.
Michelle's dead, but he looked cool,
By the time he took his hat off. But what a badass that even the shark was like, yeah, let's take it easy, man.
Yeah, goes over there and just stands very intimidatingly looking at the shark, and the shark's like, it's gonna go. Yeah, get out of here. But I thought, did you say it on air? I can't remember if you said it on air, but you had me laughing around the whole Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar and F5 the Shark, so they have something in common there. Yeah,
exactly. So basically, sharks are scared of two things.
Honestly, if Undertaker in a tombstone this fucking shark, that would have been the icing on the cake.
Well, that's it.
Sorry, go on.
No, so I was going to say sharks are scared of two things: the Undertaker and people who could beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania. As the two things. So if you ever get attacked by a shark, then just show them the WrestleMania ending.
So now we've got the badass with the shark. We just need Mankind putting his arm in a shark's mouth or something next.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he'd do it.
Because he's a fucking lunatic. So.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he do it? So yeah, just a bit of a light-hearted one to end the news with there. But,
badass.
As always, thank you for watching the show. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit subscribe, drop a like, leave a comment, whatever else you can do on there. I don't know. Don't do the notification bell. We say this every time. Who the fuck wants to be notified every time we say
on your phone pestering you with shit.
Exactly.
Just go on week by week and look for us.
Yeah, just go on the dot, whatever we do.
We don't want to be on your phone. We want to be in your mind.
Even though we suck at being consistent on when we actually put the show out anyway. Yeah. It's like, you better be there whenever we
Sunday,
decide
Monday,
to do it.
whenever.
Yeah. I still love that. We should bring that back in some way. Right. But if you're listening to this, obviously, you should check us out on YouTube to check out our brand new, video.
Plus, you have no idea what was happening when I decided to randomly be a hand puppet.
Well, exactly. So, there's all those extra perks, but we do love our OG audio listeners, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So make sure if you're listening on Apple, if you're listening on Spotify, Amazon, anywhere else you get podcasts, follow us.
We went out of our way to get everywhere we could on the whole podcast.
Leave us a review as well. Why not? Only if it's a good one.
Yeah, a good one.
Only if it's a good one. But we will catch you on the next one.